Hello and welcome to Hockey on Tap podcast. This is episode 16, Series Al Killers, or Serials, however you want to pronounce it, I don't care. I'm your host, Bill Dean, and I'm here, of course, with my two co-hosts, Steve Echevarria and Mike Sandillo, a.k.a. Little Steven Schwim. We're, of course, also joined by our illustrious podcast guru, Mr. Sam Wu, our producer. He's in the background. Maybe we'll see him, maybe we won't.
I'm on time.
Steve's on time. The cat is still there, but not taking his place. So, pretty good stuff over here. So, gents, how's it going? And what do we got? What do we got in the brews?
Well, Melvin says, "Hey, Dean, F you, Dean."
Oh, well, that's a family-friendly podcast.
Just gave you the finger. Schwim, what are you drinking? Because
I'm drinking a mystery beer.
Ooh. What's the mystery?
I don't know. I'm going to open it up after. I'm going to drink it the whole time, but then take it out of this bad boy at the end.
And he's going to share whatever.
Yeah.
So, Michael Sandillo, next to me here, celebrated his 21st birthday yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Schwim.
I've had a beard for 37 of those 21 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Cha-ching.
And he went up to Equilibrium Brewery. One of the
tasty.
Saturday. I don't know when it was.
Saturday, yeah.
Went ahead and got me this one from Equilibrium Jewel, triple IPA.
Brand newbie.
Brand new. They just canned it, I guess, this weekend. 10% alcohol volume. This I looked it up. It only has like 39 ratings on Untappd, but it's got a 4.41 so far. So I had a sip, and it is wonderful. But I will give you my score when I'm done.
I just took a sip of this, and it's very delicious. I wonder what it is.
All right. Well, he's being a jerk. I got Pipeworks Brewing. It's Pit of Cherries Sour Ale. What, cherries? Or
No, Pipeworks.
It's good beer. It's actually a very good brewery, too. 4.5% alcohol ABV.
4.5,
really
that's
good.
it?
Yeah, only 4.5. But maybe that just means I get to drink two.
There you go.
Anyways, so, gents, a lot of hockey happening across the day. We had, obviously, the afternoon game at 3 was Mr. Schwim's Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll get into that. Very good win for them. The next game, which is apparently blacked out on my screen, I'm not sure, is Colorado and Coyotes. Oh, it's yours too? All right, good.
Yeah.
They were up 6-1 before this went black, so I guess the Arizona TV networks are boycotting. All right, so
that game should probably be even more than 6-1. I think
Kemper.
Colorado's up 3-0 at the end of the first. It probably should have been like 6 or 7-0.
Yep,
that's insane. Colorado really found their game.
Yeah, they did, and they can score.
So
we'll get into this one because we have it on tap. But boys, let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. So the Rangers won the first overall pick. That was last week, but that's just for those Devil fans. So, haha.
Yeah.
Crowd noise has been, and this was an article that came out, was pretty good. Crowd noise has been actually a huge positive for players. I guess Jeff Kozak is the, audio expert in Edmonton, and Matt Coppage in Toronto. There was an article on ESPN. Pretty good stuff about how they the actual players are getting into it, music they're playing, and just the crowd noise where a guy gets on a breakaway and they'll raise the volume, and they say that it actually feels kind of, and they don't know no one's in the seats and they don't celebrate with the fans anymore, but they said that was a pretty good thing that was going on, so they really enjoyed that, the players. So there's a bunch of guys that were talking about it. The scoring leaders through Sunday, and technically through the game right now, Sebastian Aho is leading at 10 points, 3 goals, 7 assists. Connor McDavid is still in second with 5 goals and 4 assists in only 4 games played. Elias Pettersson has 4 goals, 5 assists. Quinn Hughes has a goal and 8 assists. He leads the league, leads the playoffs in assists. Pierre-Luc Dubois, who Schwim sees a lot of right now, 4 goals, 5 assists. He had another assist today to Cam Atkinson, who actually wasn't supposed to play. He was technically unfit to play, and then for some reason he was back on the ice. Nazem Kadri just hit 4 goals and 5 assists with his 2 goals and 1 assist performance so far. Like I said, the game's not over yet. And then there's a bunch of guys with 8 points. Bo Horvat has 6 goals, 2 assists. 6 leads the playoffs for goals. Taves, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins still one of the surprise guys in this playoffs. Miro Heiskanen, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. Pretty good stuff there. And then also you got Monahan, Kane, and then there's a bunch of guys at 7. Sam Bennett, who's quietly had a really good playoffs, especially in terms of goals. I think it's 4. Steve, what was that stat you had for Sam Bennett?
He has 5 goals in these playoffs. He had 8 goals the entire season.
Yeah, I mean that's that's bonkers.
Yeah,
his facial hair is leading the league, I think, right now.
That was my X factor back when we were first talking about these qualifying rounds. His mustache is Calgary's X factor, and right now, obviously, it's working. It's working.
Yep. You also had points up there with 7. Svechnikov, who's now injured. We'll get into that. Bolivier with 7. Kubalik 7. Riley Smith, Mark Stone, JT Miller has 7 points. McKinnon, Besser, and Bailey are all tied. So do you guys want to go right into series matchups? Kind of a little snapshot for each series.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple for anyone paying attention to Penguins news, or if anybody cares. I'm going to say it anyway, whether or not you care. Evgeny Malkin had left elbow surgery today. What's the matter with you?
I said injuries were saved for afterwards, and you just went right to Malkin.
That's not really. Well, he's not even in the league right now.
I have a whole bunch of injury lists, so we'll go through that.
I'll get these out of the way. We'll get these out. Save the injuries for who's actually playing, because they're not even playing. So Pittsburgh, the same surgeon performed 2 surgeries today on Penguins players. One of Evgeny Malkin left elbow surgery that apparently was nagging him before this qualifying rounds. He's out 3 to 4 weeks, so he'll be ready for training camp. Zach Aston-Reese had shoulder surgery and is out for 6 months.
Damn.
So he's out until at least February. His future with the Penguins, who the hell knows? Matt Junio just mentioned. I was going to say also about the Penguins, not firing their assistant coaches, but not renewing their contracts. Jacques Martin, Sergei Gonchar, and Mark Recchi. Mark Recchi is no surprise. He did miserable as far as the special teams go. Gonchar is a huge surprise throughout the entire organization and throughout all of the Pittsburgh journalists and reporters. He did a great job with a lot of the players there. Revived Schultz's career. Worked very well with Schultz, with John Marino, of course, with Marcus Pettersson. These young guys he had a great relationship with and was doing very well. So surprising that they didn't keep Gonchar on and let the other guys go. But I guess you got to make drastic changes. Matt Junio is hoping Gonchar will go to the Devils next season to help assist there. That would be great. Whoever gets Gonchar to coach their defense, especially if you have a young D-core, you guys are going to – that's an automatic win right there. But, yeah, that's
maybe the Rangers should go for him.
Maybe. Well, yeah, they just got rid of their defensive coach, right? They got some guys. I mean, Trouba could probably benefit.
Gonchar was there.
Yeah, so otherwise, I don't know if you wanted to mention anything about the NCAA free agents that passed through, so are now UFAs.
Sure.
No one really of note. The Penguins let 2 of their guys walk to free agency, so you could be seeing some guys, some college guys, start to sign over the next couple days with some of these other teams. But it's not overly exciting, but yeah, just some NCAA guys. I don't have the entire list. I just had a list of guys that could potentially be on Penguins' radar, but I don't think anybody cares. I don't even know if I care. So I'm just going to skip it. Continue on, William.
So, I mean, obviously, first series we'll go over is Flyers Canadians. Some series notes while Matt Junio tells me that 3 picks is better than 1 pick, although we actually have 2 picks and one of them is Lafreniere. No, we have 2 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what.
No, maybe, 3 picks. I don't know if it's better than Lafreniere.
Yeah. Well, and we also have another first-round pick, so it's actually 2 versus 3, and 1's Lafreniere. Anyways, game 1, Philly and the Canadians. Early in the game, Flyers were buzzing around. Grant, one of the Flyers players, actually ran over Price, and Price threw one of those fake punch fake punches at him. I actually wanted him to deck him. Shorts guy, we actually were talking about him, and he said he would have absolutely punched him. But
Shorts guy wouldn't hesitate to punch somebody in the back
he
of the
would
head
have.
with a blocker.
Yeah, it was right in the face. He would have given him right in the face. But Voracek and Farabee both with those with the goals. Farabee had the game winner. Weber had one for the Habs. Hart had 27 saves in game 1. Price 29. In game 2, right before the game, Claude Julien was taken to the hospital with heart issues. He would later have surgery before the game, which they actually added a stent. The Habs came out flying for the coach. 5-0 shutout. Carey Price had 30 saves. That is a ass just pointed towards Steve. Price, like I said, 30 saves. Carter Hart had 22, but he was pulled for Elliott. Didn't have a very good one. Tatar and Kotkaniemi both with 2 goals each. Max Domi with 3 assists. Future Pittsburgh Penguin Max Domi. Game 3 yesterday. Carter Hart with a shutout, 23 saves. He's actually the youngest goalie in Philly history to record a playoff shutout in team history. Price 19 saves. It was a boring 1-0 win for Philly, but Schwim actually had a good one, and hence the name of the podcast, Serials Al Killers, or whatever you want to say that. I don't care.
Serial Killers.
Serial Killers. So he wanted to do a little good and bad for each series. One player from each team that is killing it. Good and bad. So I'll just start first if you guys want, unless you guys want to touch base.
Go ahead, Dean.
Go ahead, guy.
So good for me, Philly is Hart. I mean, I thought he's played really well other than the one game that he got pulled. But I really think that when you have a coach that goes out and you play, there's a different level players reach, and we've seen it, right? We've played for friends that have been hurt or whatever, and you just have that extra little oomph. So sometimes you toss one up to the other team because they just did better. So good for Philly was Hart. For me on the other side, Price and Kotkaniemi. Steve actually said it best when we were talking that Kotkaniemi, besides being a first-round pick, he shows a lot of sandpaper and grit, and that's especially in a series against Philly where it's going to come back the other way. That's some pretty good stuff, and obviously Carey Price is one of the only reasons they're in the position that they are. He's been fantastic. You guys, what about your goods? Any other different players or any other notes?
I don't know if I necessarily have different players. Of course, the goalies are both playing very well, and I can't really single out one specific player, skater in this series that's really kind of taken it on their shoulders. I think Montreal is playing very well, which is really annoying because obviously they technically shouldn't even be there, all things considered. But they've taken this opportunity and they really ran with it. I mean, I think they've come out more passionate than just about any other team that's out there. They bring it every single night. Even when they lose, it's not that they didn't show up. I mean, they're just outplayed because they're usually an inferior team. But if they can keep skating the way that they're skating and basically just never give up this mentality, I mean, they could surprise Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. Just because they are, their forecheck is relentless. They're hitting people. Their defense is active and scoring. Jeff Petry's been great. Shea Weber's been great.
Team America?
Jeff Petry from the pick there. Philly's been good. I don't think Philly's been great. I think there's probably another level Philly can get to. Yeah, we'll see if they reach it. But they're up 2-1. So the series isn't over. We'll see how things go in game 4. But Montreal could, they're just really pesky. They're just kind of there, and they're not quite on the same level as like the Islanders and the Blue Jackets pesky, but they're pesky, and I think teams are underestimating them, and it's turning into you're seeing them beat the Pittsburgh Penguins and now competing with Philly. Philly squeaks out a 1-0 victory in game 3. Yep. That game could have went either way. So, and kind of a fluky goal too that went in on Price. So who knows? But yeah, no, I agree with you. The goalies are the best. I don't think there's anybody that's particularly playing bad. I know that there's Philadelphia players that I would consider underperforming, but I don't think anybody's really. I know there's some players out there that are detrimental to their team currently. But
yeah. No, when you say bad, obviously NHL players never really bad compared to us schmucks, but I do have Giroux and Couturier in the bad section just because you do expect a certain offensive game from those guys, and I think they both have 2 points in this total throughout the 7 games that they played. One point in the round robin and 1 point in this series, so you do need more from them. And the same thing, I put Gallagher in here as well. I mean, he's not the best offensive player that Montreal has, but you do expect more from a top line guy. Tatar has 2 goals. He's also hasn't been, exactly the best player for them. But
he didn't score until what game?
The second game.
The second game,
yeah,
right?
Second
when they won 5-0.
Yeah, and I think you got 2 goals there. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you just you want those guys to contribute a little more offensively. So that's why I had them in the bad section. But Schwim, you got anything, buddy?
I had in the bad ways, Philly's offense. The 3 games, I think they won the first game 2-1, then they lost 5-0, and then they won 1-0. They've scored 3 goals in 2 games, and they're up 2-1 in the series. That's crazy. And the people who are scoring it's not Giroux, it's not Couturier, it's not Voracek, it's not, Konechny. It's all these other guys. But again, they only have 3 goals, and they're lucky that they're honestly, they're lucky that they're playing Montreal. If they're playing like another maybe if it was like a regular playoff thing, and they're playing like Columbus team. I mean, it'd probably be low scoring against Columbus too.
Yeah,
but they've scored 3 goals.
Voracek is third.
That's bad.
Third on the team with 3 points.
So
3 points.
That's ridiculous.
Claude Giroux has 2 points, 2 assists. Couturier 2 assists, 2 points. Konechny 2 assists, 2 points.
And that's the whole time, and they played all the.
It's not good. Round robin too.
They played three round robin games, but I don't know if they were counting the round robin stats with everybody. Okay.
Yep.
So they're counting everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my bad for.
I agree. The entirety of
they have 3 goals. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll hold Schwim's Lightning Blue Jackets to the end of the East. We'll go Capitals Islanders. I mean, Islanders 3-0 on the series. Trotz is one win away from getting revenge on his old team. Game 1, the Islanders' penalties in the beginning led to 2 Oshie power play goals, and he's been the only Capital that I've seen on the ice that's been at least remotely good. Caps D was terrible in the second and third periods. The Islanders won that game 4-2. They came back and scored 4 goals. Bailey had a goal and assist. Carlson Carlson had a goal for the Capitals. Barzal and Nelson had 2 assists. Lee had the goal, and then he had the 2 fights. There was a little bit of controversial play. He did hit Backstrom. No puck was anywhere near him, and he says he kind of laid up on him, but he destroyed him. And Backstrom's actually been out of the playoffs so far. Carlson and Wilson. Carlson right away went after the fight, and then Wilson, drew another fight later on with him. But Lee's actually been really good for the Islanders. He's got, I think, 4 goals in this series. Varlamov had 24 saves in that game. Hopi only 23. Game 2, like I said, Backstrom's been out. Ovi did have 2 goals, but the Caps offense, other than him in that game, was nowhere to be found. Islanders would go on to win that 5-2. Goals from Leddy, Nelson, Anders Lee again, Matt Martin, and Clutterbuck. The fourth line was buzzing. Varlamov had 23 saves. Hopi with 27. Game 3, Islanders won 2-1. Barzal with that OT goal where Carlson basically was controller disconnect. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's what
there was no effort. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah, you can get into the bad. I'll let you go first. But Varlamov 22 saves. The Caps have 1.67 goals per game in their playoffs so far, from the round robin to this, and in the season they were 3.42.
It's bad.
So, Steve, you also mentioned another thing before you get to your bad about Samsonov, and if he wasn't injured, do we think that he would be in for Holtby right now? And absolutely. I mean, Holtby has been bad, and he's really killed his. Actually, I mean, I think he's kind of killed his free agent money. I mean, he's going to get a little hit here.
I think he's checked out. He's already thinking about what team and he's going to sign with next year and for how much.
Although I have to say, Holtby played pretty well in game 3. So I'll give him credit.
The team in front of him has been garbage.
Samsonov would have played a game, maybe 2 games in the round robin. He might have started this in the beginning of this. Whether or not he would have done better than Holtby, I don't know, because Samsonov was kind of trailing off at the end there also when they were having this goalie controversy, who's going to start in the playoffs.
And they did that the one year. They started Grubauer when he was there instead of Holtby. Holtby came in and they ran with him. Mm-hmm. So who knows?
But no, I mean Holtby's. I hope he's letting some weak goals, but I don't think he's certainly not the reason why they're losing.
D looks like garbage, and they can't score like they were scoring.
The only thing I'm going to focus on here, because this really irks me, because we've had this conversation about Norris Trophy winners, potentially another trophy for best offensive defenseman, and have the Norris Trophy go to the best defenseman. And here we have John Carlson in the running for the Norris Trophy, and that overtime goal by Barzal just is like, it sums up his defensive ability. I mean, that complete lack of effort. There was nothing to try and defend him whatsoever. I don't know if he was just really trying to not take a penalty, but there was nothing as far as defense. That was the easiest cut in to a goal. I mean, any defenseman should have destroyed Barzal as soon as he cut in to try and cut in across the net, and then easily cut across. And John Carlson's a -8 in this. He leads the team in points with 4 assists, so of course he's going to score points. There, I'm assuming. I can look here.
For the 6 do count in the round robin too. Yeah.
He has 3 power play points, so he's on the ice for 1 even strength goal. But yeah, a -8 with 4. He's going to get points, but the fact that he's a -8 just kind of shows you his defensive abilities, and I think he's. I mean, I don't want to call him a defensive liability, but I mean he looks bad. That was bad. Like it annoyed me. I'm not even really a defenseman. I try to play defense on a roller hockey team. I can't tell you that I'd ever be able to coach defense, but that is exactly what you don't want to do ever in a friggin' game 3 overtime.
Yep.
Just let him walk right in. Right after Verana misses breakaway and then a rebound off the breakaway.
Was he at the end of his shift or something? It looked like he had no
terrible.
energy,
it was so bad.
Or he just
I don't know. I mean, I can go back and look.
I don't know.
It was one of the worst.
Just watch it. It looks very like unenthusiastic. Like I'm just gonna try to put my stick here and hopefully maybe I'll knock it away.
That being said, I think the Islanders are playing very well, and I think the Islanders and Trotz specifically has ways to beat teams like Washington that have that offensive skill and rely on skill in the offensive zone in order to score all their goals. So that's another team I feel like if Tampa runs into, they'll have problems with.
Yeah. Chris Sanders is Brock Nelson the best American hockey player in the playoffs? I'll hang up and listen. Not the best, but actually the best goes our boy Brock Besser. But
friend of the show.
Friend of the podcast, Brock Besser. He does have 6 points. He's actually so my good and bad. And sorry, Trim, if you wanted to go first, but I do have Oshie for the Caps, even though there's not really anyone that's been overly good. Bavillier and Nelson in the good section for the Isles. They both come on that second line and they're getting some good points. The bad, I knew Carlson would be Steve's target, so I went after Jacob Verana, who they need him on that second line to score goals and to contribute points, and he's 0 points and a -6. I mean, a second line score, you can't have that. Yeah. And, there's not really anyone that's been necessarily terrible for the Islanders, but I did give it to Nick Leddy. I think they are looking for more contribution and points from him. I think he's been kind of, snake bitten a little with losing his D partner and who's his D partner from Boston? Boychuk.
Yep.
I think that's kind of hurt him a little bit because they do work really well together. But no one's really been bad. So the Islanders, I picked the Caps, and boy was I wrong. The Islanders are flying, and the Trotz has them going. I'll have to see what happens in the next series, who they get. But maybe I'll have to take them this time.
Well, they get swept again.
I hope so.
True.
A sweep and a sweep.
Sweep and a sweep. What do you guys got? Anything else? You want to go right to Bruins Hurricanes?
I'm done ranting about how awful John Carlson.
Good. Yeah, he's been terrible. John Carlson, we'd love to have you on the podcast though, so come on out. Bruins Hurricanes series 2-1. Game 1, it's 2-1 for the Bruins. Game 1, that 2 OT win for the Bruins. Bergeron with the game winner, which was a great play by Pasternak. Aho had that great assist for the first goal. Pretty much bad D on Pasternak's goal. Mrazek misplays the puck on the Bruins' second goal. There was just a lot of errors, and we'll get into this right now because it's crazy. So Mrazek plays the first game. He's he has 36 saves. I thought he played kind of right? There were some saves that he made that were great and some that were terrible. The next game they go with Reimer, and he gets the win. And then they take Reimer out, and they put back in Mrazek, and they lose again. So, what are you doing? I realize that, some guys think that both goalies should be getting time, but if you have a hot hand, you stick with it. And I think that really that lost them the game in Game 3. And I really think that's just a bonehead move from, I think, a pretty good coach in Rob Brindamore. But going back to that first game, the shorthanded goal for the Canes, which was a bad Pasternak pass to make it 2-2. Kasha with the assist, Aho with an assist, Mrazek's 36 saves, Rask 25. The Bruins top line had 6 points in that Game 1. They were pretty much unstoppable. In Game 2, Canes win 3-2. Svechnikov had the goal and assist, Teravainen with a goal, Martin Nekas with 2 assists, Hamilton with the game winner, Dougie. So getting a little giving a little back to Boston. Pasternak did not play in that game, unfit to play. He actually would turn out to miss the next 3 games. He's going to miss today's game. That is Krejci and Marchand with a goal and an assist. Reimer with 33 saves. Like I said, I thought he played well. Rask with 23, and he looked out of it. So that turned out to be, and the reason why he was out of it, Tuukka actually backed out of the playoffs. He, they gave him, I guess
Carolina 1-0, by the way.
Carolina 1-0. Okay. Tuukka backed out of the playoffs. Just a provision. He's allowed to go home.
Reimer's back.
They find really.
Reimer's in, yeah.
That's crazy.
He'll get the win and they'll go right back to Mrazek.
I got nothing on my TV. I don't know what's going on over there.
Is your
I don't
TV
have
still
anything
out?
either. Yeah, it's out.
What the hell is going on?
Everybody else, yeah. But Halak became the starter in Game 3. He played really well, I thought. Aho was very quiet. Svechnikov with that awkward fall against, in
Chara.
front with Chara.
Jack Edwards being Jack
obviously,
Edwards.
well, that's what I was going to say. Jack Edwards is a moron. Basically saying that he deserved it because him and Chara were going out in the corner, and then maybe he, gave him a little hack. So he deserved to get injured. So good job, Jack Edwards. You're a smart man. Boston gets the win.
Most hated broadcast in hockey. Again,
yeah, he's bad.
As voted by the Athletic.
Yep. But yeah, Pasta still unfit to play. The good for me is Halak. Obviously, they're happy to have him. He's a capable number one goalie. So they didn't miss a beat in Game 3. We'll see what happens if this TV ever gets back on. Aho, of course, on the other side with the Canes has been this, like we said last podcast. This is his breakout. He's showing the world what he can do. The bad for me, Pasternak on the other side. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him. They don't tell injuries or stuff.
But it looked like he hurt himself celebrating.
Yeah, like his like groin or like a lower body groin or
something
like
happened. As soon as that overtime goal that Bergeron scored, he jumped and he landed and just hurt
right away.
And then
and
Zdeno Chara tossed him around a little bit in celebration. That probably didn't help.
You could see he was not happy.
Chara's just injuring everybody on his team and the other team. Takes out Svechnikov, takes out Pasternak. Are they both Czech or Slovakian or whatever?
Svechnikov is Russian, no?
Yeah, Svech is
He could be the other.
Pasta is Czech.
Because Barkov is not Russian.
Chara is Slovakian.
I thought he was kind of like him.
So I just turned off to another channel and turned back and the game came on. So I don't know what the hell happened.
Go get that controller.
Where is it?
I might be able to do it from here. Let's find out.
Oh.
The bad section. Good job, Mr. Samu. Bad Pasternak, and then on the other side, Trocheck I had for the Canes. He's a depth center. I know he's playing on that third line, but they need more from him. Yeah, he's been not where he needs to be. So that's what I got. What do you guys? Anything?
Schwim, go. I'm trying to fix the TV.
You fixed that TV. I had good Halak coming in an awkward spot. I think the game was at it was the noon game, I believe, that day or something.
Yep.
And Halak that morning, or Rask that morning. Oh, it's back on. That's good. Rask that morning, opted out. So like, Halak's got a lot of. How is this game still on? No, it's paused.
This is wrong.
Halak has to, he's getting thrown into like, oh crap! All of a sudden, I'm the starter, and it's a big game. It's a Game 3. Series is tied. So I thought that was good. The bad, I also had Trocheck just because I haven't noticed him. Like a lot of these players that are my bad or that are killing it in the negative sense are players that just like haven't noticed doing anything.
By the way, Rask, if he so chooses, can come back.
Yes, and I was going to say,
will allow
it. Obviously, he had good reason. Tuca, he's having a baby, and apparently he went to his team and told him what was happening, and the guys were basically like, "Get the hell out of here! Like, what are you doing here?" So, obviously all his teammates are in his corner. You could see in that game too that he was kind of almost out of it, like something was on his mind. So, pretty good stuff. You guys got any more goods or bads?
No, you guys covered it for me. Bads, Jack Edwards.
Definitely.
Carolina.
He's killing it.
Vincent Trocheck.
All right, so let's go to Schwimmer. You want to do some analysis on yours? You want me to give some stats first?
Go for it, guy. Go ahead.
All right, so Lightning are up 3-1 in the series. Gave one that beautiful 5 overtime game, which you had guys like Milbury and some other morons saying they don't want to see playoff hockey go overtime. Overtimes go that long, which is absolutely bonkers. That's the kind of game that you are just staying up to see, and the fact that it was during the daytime and you could just watch till like 8-9 o'clock was fantastic. Obviously, we didn't get to watch it because we were at a hockey game, but I know Schwim was very happy about it. So
I sure was.
Couple of records from that game. Korpisalo with 85 saves is the new record. Time on ice, Seth Jones with over 65 minutes, which is just crazy. Played 2 games. Braden Point with that shot for the OT winner when basically was a screen, but it was pretty good placement of the puck, and obviously a great win for the Bolts, and they
great
move on to game 2. Yeah, great Selly. Game 2, Columbus comes back 3-1. Korpisalo with 36 saves, Vasi with only 19. Kucherov, Wenberg, Bjorkstrand, and Murray all with goals. Dubois had 2 assists. And you'll see a little common occurrence. Dubois is all over the score sheets in this 4-game series. Game 3, Columbus looked pretty tired, and actually Torts came out in the presser afterwards and said that. Torts also with a great presser today, if you guys heard it. But so go back and take a look at that. Korpisalo 31 saves, Vasilevsky only 15. Columbus cannot get shots on Vasilevsky. I don't know if it's because they're just Bolts just play too much in their zone, or Bolts D has actually done pretty well. But yeah, I mean 19, 14, and 15 shots in 3 games. Killorn, Point, Hedman, Nash, and Robinson each with a goal. Game 4, Bolts win 2-1. Stammer, Gerbe at today's game. So Stammer and Gerbe still out, and we'll talk about Stammer in a minute. Atkinson had a goal. He was supposed to be unfit to play, but I guess game time decision. He came back in. Dubois and Werenski with assists. That third line for Tampa had 5 points. Gaudreau, Gordon, Coleman. Your boy Shattenkirk with the assist. I know we'll hear him in a second. Columbus. Here's another stat for you. Columbus Blue Jackets won all 11 faceoffs in the first period. It's the first time in 5 years that's happened, that a team has won all the faceoffs in a period. Vasi actually had a big game, 28 saves. Korpisalo only 20. Really well. That Korpisalo, he almost had Gaudreau's goal, which would have been a huge save. He actually tipped it. Sergachev and Dubois hate each other, by the way. I have that actually written in there. Those two just all the time are going at it. It's actually really fun to watch. I'll let you go, Schwim, and you can do your goods and bads, and then we'll follow up.
All right, so my boys who've been killing it, Braden Point obviously has been lights out this whole time. This is actually the first game today. It was the first game he didn't have a point. He had at least 1 point in every other game so far, but he was still flying all around the ice. His skating is unbelievable. He looked awesome on the power play, even though they didn't score a power play goal, which I think they're 0 for 10 or 0 for 12 or something on the power play in this series. Could really use Stammer there.
Yeah.
Hedman's look awesome. I was so angry that he wasn't going to play at all, and he showed up for game 1, and he's been like nothing ever happened. So that would have been a really big loss, I think, if they had no Stamkos and no Hedman. But I'm glad he's okay, and he's playing very well. Vasi played really well today. I had some good for Columbus. Dubois obviously doing awesome. Seth Jones still looks awesome. Yep. He's everywhere. Korpisalo obviously in the series. I think he's above 950 save percentage, and they're down 3-1. That's insane. Like if your goalie's giving you a 950 save percentage, you think you'd be ahead or at least tied or something. Or most likely, I would say ahead, but you're down 3-1 in a series with your goalie putting up a 950 save percentage. That's something's weird there. One of my bads for Columbus is Werenski's played good, but not like I'm used to seeing him play. I'm used to seeing him like jumping up in the play and getting lots of shots and everything. I think in game 2 and game 3, he had one shot combined in 2 games. This game tonight, he looked a little bit more like himself, but the past 2 games before today, he had 1 shot in 2 games. That's not going to cut it for them. Some of my bads for Tampa, Shattenkirk. I'm glad he's only here for 1 year. If they resign him, I'm going to riot because he's been horrible. I don't care about his stupid shot on goal that Gord deflected in. That's the only way you can get an assist because he's not able to pass the puck correctly or do anything else.
He had a slam dunk and just whiffed.
He got hosed by who was it? Wenberg in the game that they lost. He just went right around him easily. Mm-hmm. That was so bad. Not as bad as Carlson, but still really bad. Kucherov's look not himself. I don't know what's going on with him. He just doesn't look enthused at all. He's a little bit snake bitten. Maybe he's not having any confidence because he's not really scoring. I don't know. And Tyler Johnson's he's done okay, but he's just not getting results. And that's how I kind of felt actually until this game today about that line that went off today, the Gaudreau, Gord and Coleman line. They were forechecking like crazy and having all this, doing all this stuff in the offensive zone, turning over pucks, but just could not score a goal for the life of them. And then today their line finally scored a couple goals and ended up helping the team because the top line wasn't doing that much. So again, my people that are killing me inside slowly, Shattenkirk and Cooch, or Shattenkirk mostly. I'm scared every time he's on the ice defensively. Him and Bogosian, because Bogosian's so slow. But Bogosian's got a heavy shot, which I like from the point, but Shattenkirk is just everything is either a turnover or he's not getting a shot through from the point, or he's passing is horrible, or he's getting danced on defense. It's hard to watch. And then one of my other bads I wrote in there, face-offs. They are getting destroyed in the face-off circle. Oh my God. If they could win a friggin' draw once in a while and control the puck, they would be doing, I think, so much better. They would have more opportunities probably, but I don't know. They got a 3-1 lead, so I guess I gotta look on the bright side. So that's all I got.
Steve.
I think you should look on the bright side because this is the team that just swept them last year, and now this is a completely different series. Well, completely different year, obviously, but a completely different series. Columbus is a frustrating team, and Tortorella has figured out a way to frustrate the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa has players now that can frustrate also, I think.
I don't think it's
Coleman
a frustration as far as the sandpaper thing. I think it's a frustration in a system, in a style sort of way, where they can completely clog the middle and take away that speed and that skill and make you play a completely different game that you're not used to, which is probably why Kucherov is so frustrated.
That's what they pretty much shut Kucherov down.
So if they can get through this year, they're playing a game that is not their game. It's very much not their game. And if they can get through this, they're up 3-1. I think that's great. Obviously nothing's over until it's over. 3-1, they usually, typically the teams will end up winning. But I'm confident that they're going to seal this victory because I think Columbus is basically just, I think, going to run out of steam. I think they've
been playing a lot of hockey.
So I think Tampa has this. They can close it out in the next game, if not Game 6. But I'm pretty confident they'll take it in 5. But there's teams that have this high skill. Every now and then there's just a handful of coaches in the league. Julian's one, Trotz is one, Tortorella's one, where they can take these, basically, no-namers, with the exception of the Werenski, Seth Jones defensive line. Dubois is, coming out party for him in these playoffs. He's turning into a real superstar. But otherwise, with Columbus, it's just a bunch of blue-collar guys, and they buy into Tortorella's system, and they play it well. And that's what some of these coaches, they need players that will just 100% buy into their system. And they don't like to have those superstars that want to do their own thing and use their skill and play the way that they're accustomed to playing their entire lives. So that's why you see Trotz with success, Tortorella with success now. Julian's having success, was until he had to leave now, but success with these Canadians. so far through these qualifying rounds in the first round of the playoffs. But good to see the third line finally chip in.
Finally.
Coleman's been invisible for me for the entirety of this round robin and first
scoring wise, they haven't been able to do anything. They've been doing other stuff well, but like they're not getting rewarded at all.
I haven't noticed him do much offensively.
No.
But today that line looked really good,
better.
really strong,
much better.
Stamkos will help them. Hedman is the reason why. Having Hedman is the reason why they are where they are now. He is such an important part to that team. Same with Seth Jones on the other side. I think
they both play all aspects.
I think you're seeing Seth Jones and Victor Hedman might be probably the two best defensemen currently playing in these playoffs. It's really awesome.
We'll talk about that in a second. I think Cale Makar, he's been absolutely amazing.
Cale Makar has been great, but Cale Makar is not Seth Jones or Victor Hedman.
Not yet. He's going to be there soon. Not yet. That kid's good.
But anyway, so that's the bad. Yeah, I guess Schwim, you hate Shattenkirk, probably under the microscope with you more than me. But I did see him get danced by Wenberg pretty badly in that one game. It's kind of embarrassing. But otherwise, it's been a kind of a boring series, which we kind of expected. But I've enjoyed
every game's been close, so it's been.
Yeah, I had point Dubois for the good. And then I actually, you'll be surprised my bad. I have Gustav Nyquist because they need that secondary scoring. He hasn't been there. I actually have Sorelli as the bad, and not, I know he's been great defensively, and I know, but he has 9 shots total, and this is a guy that you're relying on to take Stammer's place, and he has, I think, 1 point in the entire playoff, including the round robin. So, offensively, he just hasn't been there, and they do need that. And let's talk about Stammer real quick because that's, a big thing. I mean, I don't see any news on him or when he's going to come back, but, obviously, in order to get deeper into this playoffs, you guys need him back. I mean, I think you can squeak by against Blue Jackets, but, another round, if you have to face, a team like Carolina or Philly, that's going to be tough. So I think they definitely need to see, to get him going, and hopefully a little break and some time off will do him well. So if you guys don't have anything else on the East.
Their power play is really suffering. So I think if he came back, that would be a jolt right to their power play.
They play the Islanders. That is my one crux still left in Tampa's at this Eastern Conference. I think that could potentially eliminate them because it's the same friggin' system. Maybe Carolina, but Carolina doesn't have a system. Carolina's a better team, but the Islanders I think are very much like Columbus and can frustrate Tampa. And Tampa's going to need Stamkos scoring on the power play.
And they need Kucherov to get his head of this.
Because he's got to turn it up. A series against the Islanders is going to be very low scoring. So, I mean, look at Washington. Not that Washington is in the same league as Tampa Bay right now as far as offense, but they have a potent offense, and the Islanders are just completely shutting them down. So they're going to need Stamkos there scoring some goals if that matchup comes up.
All right, so we'll go to the Western Conference. Obviously, a slew of games and series as well. Golden Knights, Blackhawks. Knights are up 3-1 in the series. Game 1 was a 4-1 drubbing. Crawford was bad on a couple of shots, and I made a bad pick. I took Blue Jackets. That's absolutely terrible. Riley Smith has had a great series. He had 2 goals and 1 assist in that first game. Jam had 2 assists. Marcia so. Theodore with a goal. Crawford had 30 saves. Leonard had 19. Game 2, Vegas comes out again, puts some early on the board, but Chicago comes back. Vegas does win in overtime 4-3. Leonard with 22 saves. Crawford had 35. Crawford's actually made a ton of saves in this series. Jam with 2 more assists. Riley Smith and Stastny both had a goal and an assist. Mark Stone with a goal. Patrick Kane had 3 assists. Kirby Dach, Strome, and Kubalik each had a goal. Game 3, Fleury with 26 saves gets this. Game 3, Fleury got the start. He had 26 saves. He also got his 80th win, which ties him with Ken Dryden for 6th most all time for playoff wins.
Congrats, Marc-Andre.
Congrats to Marc-Andre Fleury, good guy. William Karlsson with the game-winning goal. Patty Kane also with an assist, and Crawford had 24 saves. Game 4, they go back to Leonard. Corey Crawford with 48 saves, and we were watching this game. He was the only reason there wasn't a sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was fantastic. 19 saves in each the second and third period. We might see Fleury if Leonard had 22 saves, we might see Fleury back in game 5. Highmore with that game-winning goal off Leonard's head. For me, the good has been Riley Smith. He's been very noticeable this series. Kirby Dotch on the Blackhawks side for me. He's been, for a rookie, he's had a pretty good series. So my bad is Stastny, who's supposed to be paid to be their second liner and center, and he's been kind of just not there. And then Dylan Strome on the same side, on Chicago's side. It's been a little rough for him. What do you guys got?
I think Vegas has been the best team in this entire since this whole thing started, qualifying and now. I mean, they're playing Chicago. Chicago was the second lowest ranked team entering the qualifying rounds, but still a strong team. But just they lost. Vegas lost to them this last game, and that's probably Vegas dominated them more than in any of the previous 3 games before that. Vegas is flying. They look determined and they look really good. I can't imagine. I mean, if Chicago can steal another win after seeing Vegas in the last game, and Vegas is going to be even more determined this next game.
Oh yeah. Don't want to put them away.
Crawford, unfortunately, I think is going to run out of luck, and they should seal this away in Game 5. But I don't see a whole lot of bad with Vegas. I know you want to say Stastny. Just because I guess he's supposed to do more. But, I mean, collectively they're playing really, really well.
They can afford for him to be not that great right now because the whole team is rolling.
He can be an X factor in a tighter series maybe, but you're seeing this wide open series, and everybody's just kind of participating and maybe not scoring a whole bunch of points, but collectively the team is doing well. So Vegas, I don't see a lot of flaws with Vegas right now, and I think everybody's all on all cylinders currently. Chicago, I think they're putting up a hell of a fight, but they're just severely outclassed right now. But yeah, I agree with Dylan Strome. Could probably be doing a little more. Kirby Dotch has been doing wonderfully. He was one of my X factors during the qualifying round. He's been doing really well. I'm excited for the career that kid's going to have. He looks fantastic. But I think this series is going to be over pretty soon, so I don't think there's a whole lot more to talk about.
Vegas is killing it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would say Vegas and Islanders have played the best team hockey I think we've seen so far. Mm-hmm. So that's, and when I say bad, obviously, I don't think they're actually, been bad. It's just they're the ones that haven't shown up in the stat sheet that I can't, point a finger at. So let's go to some Avs and Coyotes. Avalanche are up 3-1 in the series. Gave one. That save by Kemper in the second on Nieto was just ridiculous. Avs would go on to score 3 goals in 1.5 minutes at the 7-minute mark of the third. 2 goals were, dirty goals, the one on the power play, and then the Rantanen goal was absolutely ridiculous. Such a great pass from McKinnon. I recommend you guys go take a look at that for, that third goal for the Avs in game 1. Kemper with 37 saves. Grubauer with just 14. Game 2, the Avs win 3-2. McKinnon, Yost, Burakovsky have goals for Rado. Keller and Grabner each had a goal for Arizona. Kempner with 25 saves. Grubauer with 30. Game 3, 4-2 Arizona win. Kemper with 49 saves. I mean, he's the only reason they're in the series. Frank Hughes, who had the start over Grubauer with 19 saves.
For
Burakovsky,
whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. Burakovsky. Yep. Rantanen, Richardson, Krause, and Stepan each had a goal. Taylor Hall had a goal and assist. He's been, kind of, for lack of a better term, nonchalant, but just I haven't really noticed him. Demers with 2 assists. My good Nazem Kadri has been really good for Colorado, especially as that second line center. They need that secondary scoring behind that one line. He had a great game today. I think from what I saw, 2 goals, 1 assist. Kemper, obviously on the other side, you can't not have him be the good. Bad for me. Colorado's played really well, but Valer Nichushkin maybe just because, I know he's expected to be kind of a defensive player, but, you do expect a little offense too. Bad for Arizona. I don't know if you guys agree, but Chalmerson and Taylor Hall. I mean, Taylor Hall, you need more offense from him. And then Chalmerson is just getting eaten alive by that one line. And I know it's tough. I mean, those guys are three of the best, three of the better hockey players in the game. So you can't really put it all on him, but he's had a rough series.
Yeah, Kemper. The only thing I can really say about Arizona is Kemper. Kemper, with the exception of today, we won't include today, has had only 2 games that he's had fewer than 40 saves. So consistently 40, 52. He is the backbone, and the only reason why this team is Melvin's really pissed at this bag of pretzels. Is the only reason why they're where they are, because I mean he's faced a massive amount of shots in the qualifying round against Nashville as well. Some of the offensive guys I think were fired up a little bit for the qualifying round and had a little bit of passion to do something, which got him through past Nashville, which Nashville is far superior to Colorado. And they could get away with it because they don't have the star power up front like Colorado does. I was hoping maybe there'd be an upset in this first round, and I thought maybe this was the one.
Nope.
7-1. I mean, I don't see this series turning around at all. Maybe Arizona steals another game, but I mean, it can't. Kemper I think he's just running out of steam. He just can't do much more. And I give every one of their offensive players, like, where are you?
Where's Kessel?
I don't think
Where's
that.
Hall?
Kessel, Hall, Garland.
They're good young guys. Clayton Keller.
I mean, Clayton Keller. Like, where's the goal score? Where are the shots? I mean, today I think they had 15 shots on goal.
Not gonna do it.
So. Yeah, there's not much more to say about this series. I was hoping for a little bit more out of Arizona to get some excitement because I really like Kemper. I mean, he really amazes me with just the volume of shots he consistently takes, and he's solid. But this series I think is toast. So that's about it to say.
All right, so let's get to the next series, Stars Flames. 2-2, series is tied. Game 1 could open for the Stars. Gets the start for the Stars. The Flames power play goal, Lucic with a 5-game point streak. Dubé with 2 goals. He was flying around for that game, the goal number 2. I don't know if you guys saw it. Dallas goals, the 1 deflection and the 1 bad Talbot goal on the bench shot. They tied it at 2. And then Rasmus Andersson gets the game winner for Calgary. Talbot had 24 saves, could open 23. Game 2, Dallas won 5-4. Perry and Radulov each had a goal and an assist, and Klingberg had 2 assists. Miro Heiskanen, I know we've talked about him. He's been awesome this playoffs. 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. He had 2 goals in that Game 2 win. He's another guy that's coming out, and more people should know about him. He's a fantastic defenseman. I think he was taken 6th overall after Pettersson, right, in that 17 draft. So definitely a good pick for Dallas. Game 3, Calgary won 1-2-0. Khudobin with 21 saves, Talbot with 35, and he had his shutout. Brody and Backham both goals. Game 4, the Dallas won in an OT. Pavelski with a hat trick, which is actually his first overtime hat trick. Sagan had that awkward playoff hat trick. Sorry. Sagan had that awkward acrobatics to stay on side. Did you see that? Or he overshot the line, but then had limbo. It was cool. Talbot had 57 saves in Game 4. Khudobin with 36. And then obviously he's been starting for Bishop because he's unfit to play. The good Heiskanen and Bennett. Steve already said it, but 4 goals in this series and in the playoffs. The bad for me, Bishop. Sorry, 5. The bad for me, Bishop. I know he's unfit to play, but that's another guy. You need him in the net. I know Khudobin's been pretty good, but you are definitely looking for more from your number 1 goalie. And then actually Matthew Tkachuk, only 1 point in this series. I know he does a lot of other things like annoy the crap out of the other team, but you are looking for some more offense from a guy like that. So
he's been out the last game or the last 2 games?
Yeah, I think it was just last game.
Just last game?
Just last game.
And he's not playing. I think they were saying something that he might not play next game.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, but I mean, What do you guys got? Anything on that one?
Sam Bennett's been, with his 5 goals in these playoffs, has been awesome. I love his mustache, of course. This has been a pretty great series, I think. Dallas with watching Joe Pavelski, kind of a weak regular season, but really turning into that leader that we've known him for all these years in San Jose. Leading this Dallas Stars team, because you don't see a lot out of Sagan and a lot out of Ben and a lot out of Radulov. You see their defense is doing well with Klingberg and Heiskanen. Pavelski, though, is leading the team in goals, I believe. I think he has 33% of Dallas's goals currently in the playoffs, Joe Pavelski. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Bishop. They could certainly use him. Not that Hudobin has played poorly, but Bishop is a Vezina Trophy goaltender, so he's got to get healthy and move on. I still have Dallas winning this series. I'm still pretty confident that they're going to. Battle of 2 goalies who we probably didn't foresee starting in these playoffs with Talbot and Hudobin. Probably would have thought it would be Riddick and Bishop, but they're both playing very well. Talbot's having a strong series and a strong playoff, so
which is surprising. I didn't have much confidence in him going in. He's playing really well.
Regular season, he was playing better than Riddick, especially there at the end. But
he's played good in this series.
Yeah, he's been good, and it's been a fun series. It's that last game was crazy.
Yep.
And I think now Dallas has allowed shorthanded goals in 3 straight games. Tobias Reeder has been incredible on the penalty kill. I think he has 3 shorthanded goals already also throughout these qualifying rounds and playoffs, which I think ties a record or something.
It's been really
I have to look that up. But it's been a fun series. This is one of my favorite series to watch because it's high scoring. You don't know what the hell is going to happen ever. You don't know which team's ever going to win. But I've enjoyed it, and I still think Dallas is going to end up squeaking this out. Might go to 7, but I think Dallas is going to squeak this out.
I think I picked Calgary in this one. I don't remember.
You did. You picked Calgary.
Yeah. Jamie Benn is killing me in this one. I think he's got 2 points in the whole series.
2 points. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's been. He needs to show more. I know he's playing well. You're taking the body, but you need more offense. Last series, Blues Canucks. Me and you both taking the Canucks, so I'm hoping it stays this way. But game 1, Vancouver with the 5-2 win. Brock Besser with 2 assists. Our boy JT Moe with a goal and assist. You'll see this coming up. Bo Horvat 2 goals. He actually continually scores goals in this series. Pettersson with a goal. Pearson with 2 assists, and Hughes with an assist. Perron and Schwartz each had a goal, and then Shen and Pietrangelo both had the assists. Markstrom, 29 saves. He's quietly had a really good series as well, and then Binnington with only 17. Game 2. Now the stat lines are pretty cool. So in game 1, right, Besser with 2 assists, Miller with a goal and assist, Horvat with 2 goals, Pettersson with the goal, Pearson with 2 assists, and Hughes with an assist. Now game 2, Besser, 2 assists, same thing. Miller an assist, Horvat 2 goals, Pettersson a goal and assist, Pearson with a goal, and Hughes with an assist. They almost had the exact same stat lines going through. Sammy Bly, Ryan O'Reilly, and Schwartz both had goals in game 2 with Vancouver obviously winning in overtime 4-3. Perron and Pietrangelo both had 2 assists. Markstrom, another 34 saves. He was really good. Binnington with 21. Game 3, St. Louis gets the overtime winner with Shen with that game-winning goal. Prawn also had a goal. O'Reilly with 2 assists. Robert Thomas, Bly, and Falk each had an assist. Miller with another goal. Pettersson with a goal and assist. Hughes with an assist. And then Allen, 39 saves. He started over Binnington. Markstrom with 46 saves. Game 4 is tonight. I think they got to go with Allen. He actually played really well for them. I think
they're going back to him.
They have to.
Yeah.
Have to.
Binnington's been, for me, one of the bads, and we'll talk about this in a second. But Tarasenko and Steen are unfit to play, and so is, on the other side you have Toffoli and Tyler Myers also unfit to play. For me, the good, David Perron's been very noticeable for St. Louis. He's done pretty well. And then the good on the other side, I mean, they're top players from Pedersen to Hughes to Horvat to
They're all
Miller to
producing.
Besser to Markstrom are all doing awesome. And that's what you need. You need your big guys to step up in the playoff series, and that's why I really think they're going to take the series. But bad, Steen and Tarasenko both being hurt, but those are the guys you rely on, right? You need those guys to be in the playoffs. They led them to the Cup last year. You need them this year. Same thing with Binnington. He was terrible. Put him in holes in Game 2 and Game 1, and they're going to pay for that. And then, on the other side, Jake Virtanen, he's been okay for Vancouver, but they need some secondary scoring, so he would obviously be one guy they need more of. What do you guys think?
So, fun fact, St. Louis set a record that will probably almost certainly never be broken to start these playoffs. The first team ever in NHL history to start a playoffs by losing 5 straight games. Has never been done, probably never will be done, because I don't think we're ever going to see a playoff structure like this ever again.
Unless they adopt this playoff structure going forward.
Oh, God, I hope not. Yeah, no, please, God, no.
So that's a fun fact. Binnington, horrendous. I don't. I think I joked with you guys this weekend that he might be the new Matt Murray. Looking steady. Well, is this his downfall, or is it just the fact that it's a bad start to off that layoff from the pandemic? Who knows? But he's been bad, and I don't think you can go back to him unless Jake Allen really, really plays bad. So we'll see what happens tonight. I had St. Louis winning this series. It's only 2-1, so you kind of never know. They certainly could turn around, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're going to slow down Vancouver. But yeah, big guys on Vancouver really showing up, which is important for any team. You need your superstars to be superstars, and
they're all
what we're
producing
right now. Under the pressure of the playoffs, they're producing, they're playing, they're flying. Everybody looks enthused and passionate and excited. Even Markstrom too in goal looks awesome. So Vancouver's a fun team to watch right now. It's kind of took you by surprise a little bit, but they're a lot of fun. And moving forward with these teams that could potentially move on to the next round, you're looking at Vancouver, Colorado, Vegas. Those 3 teams. Dallas, Calgary, they're kind of there, but Vegas, Colorado, Vancouver are a lot of fun to watch. So I think we're going to look at going further, especially in the West, as long as those series wrap up the way that we think that they're going to. You're going to see a really, really fun second round. I'm kind of excited for that.
All right, so those are the series updates. Like I said, pretty good stuff in the NHL world. Playoffs has been great. We really do encourage everybody to take a look because it's been fantastic. So, guys, we have about 15, 20 minutes, Sam says. So let's do some numbers. I know 41-50 isn't exactly the most enthralling, so we'll do those. We'll give some time to those ones. So 41-50. Especially for 41, some I guess decent players, if you will. Jarl Halak, actually probably the best to wear 41. I don't know who else you guys would want to put in there. Jason Allison maybe, or Mike Smith's also 41. Jocelyn Thibault as well, but yeah. But yeah, I would think probably Jarl Halak, who is probably the best Slovakian goaltender there is, or ever has been.
Yeah, we were reading that comment before. I didn't think about that, but yeah. Yeah, very good.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer though, so let's not put that in there.
Hall of Fame goaltenders need a lot more in order to get into the Hall of Fame. But he could be the best Slovakia. I think he's a tremendous goaltender, and probably should be a starter. I know he's basically been like 1B in Boston for a little while now, but he could easily start for any of these other teams. But yeah, I doubt we're gonna see Hall of Fame numbers by the time he hangs it up. But no, great.
He'll always be known as like a really good backup, or
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think he's like on the. I don't think he's like
he's a good 1B.
Yeah, a good 1B. Yeah. I wouldn't say he's a bona fide like number 1, but
he could be.
You guys got a 41s on your team because there's not many on mine.
I had Jason Allison as my 41 just because I liked him in the 90s.
Okay.
There. Jocelyn Tebow was Pittsburgh Penguin, so I got him down.
I prefer not to mention anyone on Tampa with the number 41. Mike Smith.
All right. And I guess Jed Ortmeyer or Stu Bickle. So pick my poison for the Rangers. So
Stu Bickle.
Stu Bickle. Yeah, Stu Bickle loves to tickle. Loves to tickle. Number 42. For me, David Backes. A good American captain for St. Louis Blues. You also got Tyler Bozak, Artem Anisimov, who will be my Rangers pick. Already had a pretty good run with 42. Dylan McElrath, Brennan Smith. It's both terrible.
Wow.
All right. So who's your 42 guys?
I said David Backes. He actually had his number retired in high school, but that number is number 5. This doesn't help his case for 42, but we'll say David Backes anyway. 551 career points. For the Penguins, I don't even remember how many. There might have been 2 guys who wore 42. I picked this guy, Thomas Gronman, just because he spells his name Tuomas. I don't even know who he was. But
Tuomas, Tuomo Ruutu.
There you go.
Like I said, 42 is not good for the Rangers. So, really, from 41 to 50, there's like 7 guys that wear each number, and they're not good.
Yeah.
All right,
just gotta pick the funniest name, I think, with that number.
I know, pretty much. Yeah, from now on. Yeah, I mean, Stu Bickle's kind of funny. So
that's a good one.
Marty Barone, number 43. Great career, 230 wins. Very good, solid backup goaltender, much like Jarl Halak. You also have Nazem Kadri, who could eventually take that. I think he's done pretty well. Tom Wilson, who everybody loves.
91 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 91 on.
Oh, Kadri.
Colorado.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Changed the number.
Yeah.
And then probably actually the guy who will definitely take it in the end would be Mr. Quinn Hughes. I think he's going to have a really good career. So we'll see how that goes. Who's your 43, gents?
Marty Biron, 4th youngest goalie to play in the NHL at 18 years old. He had 2 strong seasons in Philly with 30 and 29 wins. So that's my 43. I wrote this list down before the qualifying round started, and I had my Penguin 43 as Connor Sherry, and I might go back and look and change that. But whatever, we'll keep it at Connor Sherry now.
I had who we were just talking about, Marty Biron, who was 43 for the one season he played on Tampa.
Yep, and he was also 43 for the Rangers for 3 years, backing up Hank, and he was actually really good in play. You remember playing in a playoff game. All right, so 44. Let's see here. So obviously the big guy, Chris Pronger, 698 points, 1,100 games. Playing for the Whalers, Blues, Edmonton Oilers. I mean, him bringing the Edmonton Oilers to the Cup final. I always remember that. Pronger obviously won the Hart Trophy as the MVP, and also the Norris as the top defenseman in 99-2000. Just an absolute beast. So much fun. I remember he actually traded his number into 25 when the Ducks acquired him because Rob Niedermeyer had 44. But I mean, Stefan Richer is another one for the Devils. Really good player as well in his own right. Apparently, Morgan Riley also has worn that number. So is Brooks Orpik, and then Vinny Lecavalier, who I'm sure Schwim would probably have his number.
Yep. I have his player too.
That. Yep. Yeah. 44 for me. Jesus, it's bad.
Funniest name. Pick it.
Let's go with Billy Tibbetts.
There you go. I think that's your new nickname.
I think he was a former Pittsburgh Penguin too.
Yeah, but there's also a guy named Perjou, so that's pretty good. P-E-R and then D-J-O-O-S, Perjou. So I like that. Maybe go with Perjou.
Maybe it's DeJuice.
DeJuice. Yeah, Perjou.
I don't know.
All right, who's your 44s?
Yeah, Pronger is definitely the 44.
Yeah,
he's one of 7 D-men to win the Hart Trophy. Went to the Cup final with 3 different teams, Philly, Edmonton, Anaheim. And his number, I think this coming season, St. Louis plans on retiring his number. So no question, Chris Pronger is the best to wear 44. I have Brooks Orpik for Pittsburgh. He was hard-hitting. I think the first time Steven Stamkos played a playoff game. Brooks
He gets smoked in the corner by him.
Destroyed him. And it's like, welcome to the playoffs, Steven Stamkos.
Yep.
Welcome to the National.
He was a lot of fun. He was a great leader, too. Always spoke his mind, so I really appreciate Brooks Orpik. He was a good Penguin.
Yeah, and he was really good with, obviously, Capitals when they won the Cup. He's definitely a quality defenseman, brings leadership, toughness. Good guy. Schwim, did you say 44? Sorry.
No. Well, yeah, I agreed with Pronger, obviously. My 44, come on. Lil Roman, Hammerlick.
Yep, Hammerlick.
First ever draft pick, and played there for 7 years, 8 years, something like that, before he left. I loved him. He was a good guy. He had a sweet hairdo also.
So number 45, currently playing for the Carolina Hurricanes. I have Sammy Vatanen as the best to wear 45. There's not really many guys you can choose from. Aaron Asham, Jody Shelley, two face bangers. Brendan Morrow wore it for a little while. So did Mark Stewart. But I guess Sammy Vatanen. He's had a pretty decent career. For
former
the
Devil.
You know what? I'll go with Steve Valiquette for the Rangers. Very good backup defense goalie.
Super backup.
Best backup in the league.
He's a very good commentator, so I'll give him that. He's really good listen.
All right. I'll give you that. I put Aaron Asham just because I freaking love the guy. 15 NHL season, 6 different teams for both Pittsburgh
Rangers.
and overall. Although, Sammy Vatanen, yes, is good in his own right, but I'm giving it to my boy Aaron Asham.
Schmim?
And that's all.
I like Sammy Vatanen, Aaron Asham. There's not a lot to pick from in this number. I can't even pick anyone from Tampa because I don't think anyone has ever worn 45 for Tampa. I couldn't find it anywhere. They skipped it. They went 44 to 46, so I don't know if anyone's ever had 45.
Sorry, so they don't need it.
No. Something to shoot for.
All right, so 45 takes us now to number 46. Let's go with who do you guys got at 46? I'm actually got to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this damn list.
We had David Krejci, 46. When Boston won the Cup in 2011, he led the league in goals, points, and game-winning goals. However, did not win the Conn Smythe because of Tim Thomas, but certainly deserving of. That's definitely a Conn Smythe effort. But David Krejci at 46, because there's not a lot at 46 also. But I think currently so far, he'd be my guy. And of course, I wrote this before qualifying round, so I have Zach Aston Reese for Pittsburgh. But I don't even know who else wore it. But he might not even be a Penguin anymore. But whatever, he underachieved greatly. But he's got a hyphenated last name, so we'll give it to him.
You also got Jared Spurgeon and Andre Kostitsyn. Remember Andre and Sergei Kostitsyn?
Yeah,
those two?
Remember them?
A lot of fun to. Yeah, I mean those guys. What didn't one of them get thrown out of the playoffs for Nashville? Was it Sergei that got thrown off his? Oh, it was Andre that got thrown off his team, the Preds, during the playoffs because he was out partying or something.
So.
Yeah,
something like that.
Those Kostitsyns are known to party.
Lay off my beer.
They're known to throw back a few.
All right, my 46, Dan Girardi wore it for a little bit in 2007, and then he got his money.
Cha-ching.
Yep. All right, who you guys got his 46?
I already said it.
Well, I tried.
You want to say 47?
There's nobody, so I'll just pick the guy with the funniest name, Andrei Skopintsev.
Nice.
99 and 2000.
47. I mean, this is a tough one. For me, it's between Krug and Radulov. I mean, I know that both of them, have just kind of they've had very good careers, right? So, I mean, I guess you're going to do Torrey Krug. Hampus Lindholm was also worn it. J.S. Jaguar wore it back in the beginning of his career. Yeah, let's go with Krug. Fine. Free agent to be. Probably not going to be on the Bruins anymore. So
good.
47 for the Rangers. JT Miller, 2013, wore it for a little while.
Okay.
What do you guys got?
47? I agree, probably Torrey Krug or
Torrey Krug, definitely.
Radulov, but I wrote down Marc-Andre Bergeron.
Former Tampa Bay Lightning.
Maximum allowable Bergeron.
Yep.
Big shot from the point of power play. That was about it that he could do. Simone Dupre, I liked him on Pittsburgh when he was there. I thought he had a lot of promise, and then unfortunately his career was derailed with concussions. Poor kid had what looked like a pretty bright future, but he's not playing anymore. But yeah, I enjoyed him playing on Pittsburgh. So that, and I don't think there's anybody else worth 47.
Mm-hmm.
48, Danny Briere. I really remember him as a Philadelphia Flyer. Had a bunch of great seasons. I remember my biggest Danny Briere moment was in the outdoor game against the Rangers in Philly. Nice. That breakaway save by Hank. To stone him with like a couple seconds left in the game for the win. But Gruch's a very good player, good offensive player. Pretty decent. So 48 for the Rangers, Brendan Lemieux. There's only two guys that wear it, him and Oscar Lindbergh. So
Brendan Lemieux
should have won you the series, but he didn't. Yeah, no. He didn't step up.
Schwim ruined it. Yeah,
did not
bullshit predictions.
You wish it did.
All right.
Yeah, Danny Briere actually has 116 points in 124 playoff games. That's pretty impressive. So a stat that you wouldn't have thought. Almost a point per game in the playoffs for Danny Briere. He has 4 gold medals, 2 in the juniors and 2 in the IAHF championships that they have at the end of every year that I always forget the name of. 4 gold medals, 116 points, and not a bad career. 48. I don't know why the hell I wrote Tyler Kennedy down here, but yeah,
you have to put somebody.
He won a cup with Pittsburgh, and he has like one of my favorite post-cup phone calls on the DVD. Where it's just like, I mean, I've never heard the word "a" used so many times in one sentence. He was talking to his father.
Also, fun fact
was enjoyable. So maybe that's why I wrote it.
Fun fact for our buddy JJ: Briere was the first player in Sabres history to wear 48.
There you go.
All right, JJ.
That's right. I remember him as a Sabre, not a Flyer. So there you go, JJ.
There you go.
Yeah, two Flyers.
Shroom, did you say 48? I'm sorry.
For Tampa, they only had one guy, Mike Vernace.
That sounds lovely. 49. I guess Brian Savage. Man, there's not a lot of good people.
He won a silver medal at the '94 Olympics. Who the hell would have thought he was on an Olympic team?
Yeah, really.
He was, and he won a silver medal. So
he scored at least 20 goals in 5 of 7 seasons from '95 to '02. I don't even remember this guy.
And I'm pretty sure he's Ben Savage's older, long-lost brother.
Fred Savage
and Ben Savage. Why did I say Ben Savage? Who knows who Ben Savage is? If anyone knows who Ben Savage is, I'll
Isn't
give
that
you
Wonder Years?
No, Fred Savage is on yours. Who's Ben Savage?
Yeah.
What show is he on?
I don't know.
Wasn't he?
I forget the name of the show, but I know like all the people in the show.
Wasn't he Boy Meets World?
Yes.
Oh.
You don't get
it.
Was he
the kid with long hair? Was he the kid with long hair?
No, he had the same. He looked exactly like Fred Savage.
He's the main kid.
Oh,
the main kid. Topanga was his girlfriend.
Ah, nice. 49, Corey? Dan Frisch. Corey? Yeah, Corey Pang, or was it Corey Pang? No. Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know.
Just keep
who knows?
The numbers.
Yeah, 49, Dan Fritchie. I don't even. Who knows?
Fritchie.
Bunch of schmucks wearing 49.
I got a guy in Pittsburgh whose last name was Hussey, so I just went with that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
No idea who he is, but he's a Hussey.
Do the hustle.
For Tampa, the great Brent Gretzky.
Ooh.
94 to 95. Brent Gretzky.
And last one, number 50, before we give it a go for Sam. I'll give it to Corey Crawford. 260 wins. He has the cups. He also won the he won the cups in 13 and 15. Crawford is the 4th goaltender in Blackhawks history to wear number 50, but the only one to play more than 2 NHL games. Also to wear 50, Jordan Binnington, but it looks like his flame is going out, so we'll see if he actually takes.
It's only his second year.
Yeah, I know.
Not great.
It's
not
pretty
good, but he's got plenty of time
under the radar.
to make it up.
Good under the radar goaltender to wear 50, and the only Ranger to wear 50, and this is pathetic, is Elias Anderson, who's his Ranger career is pretty much done. So that's fantastic.
We all believe. Yeah, Corey Crawford had 6 30-plus win seasons. and 2 Stanley Cups. So that's pretty awesome. So I give it to Corey Crawford. We'll see what Jordan Binnington does. But Juuso Riikola wearing it for Pittsburgh, I think he might be one of the only ones also to wear 50 for Pittsburgh. But if Mike Sullivan would play him, maybe we would know who he was. But he doesn't. So only I know who he is.
Yeah, number 50 for me is definitely Crow. And for Tampa, just this guy's an awesome name, Kristers Gudlevskis. That's a mouthful.
That's a pretty good one.
A lot of S's. He wore. He was there for a season or two.
So we got confirmation. His name was Corey Matthews from Boise.
That was the kid with the long hair.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you to the beautiful Danielle.
There we go.
And the beautiful Kevin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, beautiful Kevin.
Kevin.
Gents, quickly beers. I got a Pit of Cherries. I give it a 4. Pretty good beer.
Schwim, what the fuck are you?
Go ahead. Jesus. Oh, look at this. I'm drinking Industrial Arts Week 208. We just got this the other week. Double IPA, 8.2%. Very good. I'll give it a 3.75.
Yeah, I gave mine a 4.5. I think you guys might have this jewel as well. It is fantastic. Yeah. So
I'll be looking for that
triple one. IPAs. I don't run into a lot of triple IPAs, but this is not that overpoweringly bitter and hoppy. So yeah, this is surprised me a little bit. I thought I was going to be overwhelmed with this beer, but it's delicious.
Schwim, take her home.
I'm not mad for you yet. I'm going to say a joke, right? Steven's going to play along with me.
All right.
Steven, yo mama is so stank. Finish it.
How stank is she?
I forget what was it with bathwater.
Oh my god.
How's it go? I wanted you to say the punchline.
I'm sorry, I forgot what I said. Your mama is so stank that she needs to sneak up on bathwater.
Goodbye. I'm staying right here. Screw you guys.
That was Mac.